Greetings, one and all. Greetings, 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 greetings. What's up? 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 What's going on, my people? Trust that y'all are doing well. 8:35 in the p.m. We're gonna be here for an hour, a whole hour, folks. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a whole hour. So join us. What the topic says? Why did you lose? There's a word. There's a word that's missing. We're not going to put it in there, you know. We don't swear. But yes, greetings, everybody. Share the program. Tell a friend we're on. It's 8:30 p.m. And we are live in living colors, man. Yeah, we are live and direct. And when we say live and direct, you know what live and direct mean, right? It means live and direct. 30. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Welcome you all. Let's talk, man. All right, so share the program, tell a friend, tell everybody we're live. We are on all social, but we are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we are not going to be, well, we're going to be on TikTok too, but let me just invite my TikTok folks to come on over here. Hey, Joan, how you doing? Good to see you, Joan, as always, man. You're always the first to be in town. Good to see you. How is life down there in the good old North Central? So we have a series coming up. Why we lost, eh? Or why you lost. Selvin Thompson, welcome. I trust that y'all are doing well. We are going to, let's see. I don't want to take the TikTok people on and then neglect my Facebook and my YouTube people. You know, I want to make sure that we get this synergy right. But go ahead and share the program. Nicholas, what's going on with you, Mr. Robertson? Big up yourself. You need to come through again more regularly. That's true. We're gonna come through. Devon McLennan, how you doing? Big up yourself, man. Share the program. Tell some folks we're on. It's 8:38 in the p.m. and we are live. And we're gonna talk about why we lost some divisions. We're going to talk about why we lost some of those divisions that we lost. There's a brand new series coming out. Brand new series coming very soon. And it's called Why the French Fry Did You Lose? We're going to talk about some of those divisions that we lost. And we're going to, you know, examine where we could make some changes. But yeah, so share the program, everybody. Tell everybody we are on our TikTok people who always dominate the space. Well, tonight it's going to be my friends over on Facebook and my friends over on YouTube. Yeah. Selvin is saying we need to put our heads together and look at the general election. That's correct. We will have to look at the general election. But, you know, I want to give a little background and some history as to why it is important for us to start using these as opposed to this. We have to now start to apply what God gave us. He made no mistake. He gave us 2 ears and a mouth. And I think his intention was for us to speak twice, listen twice as much as we speak. All right? We have to listen twice as much as we speak. Now, we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. So tell a friend. Tell a friend. Big up yourself, Sylvan. Big up yourself, Devon. Big up yourself to all the folks who are joining us. Share the program. Tell a friend. Tell your neighbor. Tell your sisters. Tell your brothers that we are on. It's 8:30, 8:41, and we're going to be here for an hour and a half, most. And we're going to look at, some strategies and some things that we as a government might have missed, and some things that we must remind ourselves of. And one of the things that we need to remind ourselves of is the fact that we have been, as a country, in this position before. We have been in this position before. This is not our first rodeo. It's not the first that Jamaica's economy has done well, especially under the Jamaica Labour Party. Certainly not the first time. It's not the first time that we have grown the economy and have improved the lives of many Jamaicans. Not the first. And it will not be the last. Yes, go ahead and tap the screen, folks. Send us some of those hearts. The more you tap the screen, the more people will know that we're on, and the more people will join us, and the more we'll be in the For You pages, and the more we'll get the message out. So, my tappers, go ahead and tap the screen. So, for the folks on YouTube, we're talking to those folks over on TikTok as well. So, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Boom. Yeah. So, it's important to tell everybody that this is not the first time that we have grown Jamaica's economy. It's not the first time we have done very well at managing the crucial component of this country. It's not the first time. Steve Nugent, how are you doing? Not the first time. And I go back into 1976 when we formed the government. Well, not 76, sorry. 1962. And we won two consecutive terms. 1962, we came in, we took the country into independence. The Jamaica Labour Party is known for doing some of the biggest things. Good night, Trisha. How are you doing? Good to see you. The Jamaica Labour Party is known for doing some big things when it comes to Jamaica's development and transformation. We're known for that. There's no question as to how good we are at that. That's what we're good at. We're very, very good at that. I'm just reaching out here, guys, to grab a few of these booklets because I might be referring to some stuff in here that I might need. Yeah. Is there hope? Yeah. By Eddie Siaga. Look at this, man. Look at this, folks. Look at this book. You see this? This is classic. Look at this. My TikTokers. Look at this. Look at this. This is just, look at this. And we're going into budget tomorrow, so we're talking about this one now. Look at that. All right. And the title of that, right? Good. So, and this is a very important one too. Look at this one. Going into the budget tomorrow. Why are we poor? Right? Why are we poor? By Eddie Siaga. That's his budget presentation, 1999, 2000. There it is. Why are we poor? Well, anyhow, we're not going into that. But what I'll tell you is that the position that Jamaica is in now, economy, stable dollar, very decent net international reserves, all that good stuff, crime, still a minor issue, but it's been worked on. We've been here before. I saw Steve Nugent said, and we still got voted out. Well, You know, let me not go there. Adrian, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Um, Eloquent man, big up yourself. Yeah, so we've been there. So 1962, we took Jamaica into independence. We changed the money from pound, shilling, and pence to dollars and cents. These are big moves to move Jamaica from a colonial run administration to an independent country. Jamaica Labour Party did that. We were the pioneer for that. We're the ones who walked that through the door. We're the ones who changed from pounds, shilling, and pence to dollars and cents. All the big moves, man, have always been done by the Jamaica Labour Party. 1967, the largest build-out of schools in Jamaica. 67 secondary school and 128 primary school. Highest amount of schools ever to be built in this country. It was done by the Jamaica Labour Party. The fact that the economy in 1972, when the PNP took office, was growing at 18.01%, the highest economic growth we've ever had in Jamaica's history. Yeah. The highest economic growth we've ever had in Jamaica's history. And what happened? What happened in 1972 when we went to the elections? Share the program, guys, please. Let's go ahead and share the program. And if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's try and build that up. You all know why we have to do this, right? Clive Fuller, how you doing? We have to build this up, Steve. If you can share the program, tell a friend, tweet a friend, tell them we're live. Share the YouTube channel and share the Facebook channel as well. But what happened in 1972 when we went to the people of Jamaica and asked them for a third term? And what we did, I'm going to show you something that we have to pay attention to. We went to the people and we said to the people, look at what we have done. You know what the election campaign slogan was for the JLP in 1972? It was one good term deserve another. And I want you to listen to me carefully. The campaign slogan in 1972 when we went to the poll was one good term deserve another. What did that mean? What was the message there? I'm hoping somebody can jump in here and tell us. What was the message when we had the slogan that says one good term deserve another? The message we were sending at the time to the Jamaican people was, look, we have done all this between 1967 and now. We built the highest amount of school. We had bauxite going. We had between bauxite, banana, sugar. We had all these industries coming up. And Jamaica was doing very, very well. We did exceptionally well. Now it's time to go to the people. And you know what we told the people? Look at what we have done. We have done very, very well. We pointed out. We had a campaign going around when Hugh Shear was saying, listing the schools. And I remember as a little boy, Lackovia Secondary. Well, at the time, I wasn't hearing the campaign. But when you go back and you do your research, you would have heard what the campaign songs were at the time. Junction Secondary, built by Labour. Lackovia Secondary, built by Labour. Magati Secondary, built by Labour. And I'm saying that because at the time as a little boy, I wasn't around for the campaign, but as a little boy growing up, because back in the 80s, the same campaign that went on during the 70s pretty much carried through to the 80s. But the message to the voters in 1972 was, look at what we did. Here's our track record. We did it. We brought Jamaica into independence. We changed from pound shilling and pence to dollars and cents. We grow the economy. We have the industries coming up. We are revolutionizing Jamaica. And nobody could question that because it was a fact. It was there to prove that the GLP did excellent in 1972. And we campaign on that. We craft the message and we went out there and we told the Jamaican people that we are campaigning on a track record of performance. We did well. Look at us. Yeah, that's what we did. And we did it quite well. And we were supported by facts. You need no propaganda. We need no propaganda. We need no misinformation. We had no internet, no Facebook, no Twitter, no propaganda spreading at the time. What we dealt, the campaign we ran in 1972 was based on facts. Performance based. And performance that could be supported by evidence. Hardcore evidence. Share the program, folks. And my TikTokers tap up the screen. Because we're going to tell you why there's lessons to be learned. Good night, Annette. How you doing? Lessons to be learned. So that's what we did. The best period in Jamaica's independent history was 1967 to 72. And we went to the poll in 72. Yes, we did. We went to the poll and we said to the Jamaican people, hey man, come on. Look at what we did. We print the booklets. And we show them. The question is, did they buy it? Did the people of Jamaica buy in to the campaign of one good term deserve another? Did the people of Jamaica bought into the idea that our performance should speak for itself? Did the Jamaican people accept factually that with 128 primary school built, 57 secondary school built, with industries booming, banana, sugar, bauxite, booming, did the Jamaican people actually bought the idea that one good term based on performance really deserve another? That's a question that I want the persons who are watching to think about it for a moment. Let it soak into your brain and think about it. Think it through. Because there was no mistake. There was no wondering if that message was accurate. It was the perfect message. It was a message based on evidence, a message based on facts. It was a message based on past performance. Past performance. That was what the message was based on. It was based on past performance. Was based on how well we did between 67 and 72. And nobody could dispute that. Because the evidence was right there. We built Cornwall Regional Hospital. We built that. That was almost completed in 72. Well, matter of fact, it was open in 72. Built between 1968 and 72. Took about 4 years. Same time that the new children's hospital is estimated to take 40 years down the road, almost 50 years down the road. But I want you to soak this up. I want you to think about it. Don't rush your brain. Just meditate on it. We did the best. Even today, with the Andrew Holness-led administration, hitting the ballpark, hitting the balls out the park, doing some of the greatest things that we have seen. lining up our economy, highest net international reserve, 16% reduction in murders today. Yes. Lowest unemployment rate today, 4.2%. Yes. Economy growing. One of the largest infrastructure development program in Jamaican modern history is right now on its way. $40 billion put aside for inner roads. Never seen before. We spent how many millions? How many billions did we spend just now on public sector wages? Billions to reform public sector wages and paid everybody good money. This year, another increase is coming again. These are unprecedented performance. And not even this performance now could match up to what we did between 67 and 72. And we campaign on it. We campaign on it. We had the campaign, like I said, the slogan at the time was one good term deserve another. And I mean, you couldn't fault us. You couldn't fault us for that. If you have that, if I was a part of a cabinet that achieved what the Jamaican government between 67 and 72 achieved, why would I not campaign on it? Why would I not go to the people and say, hey, elect me? Because there has been nobody else who has been able to do what I just did. And I would put my track record right before their very eyes and say, I want you to look at this and soak it up. I would have done that. Of course. Of course I would have done that. I have every right to do it. I have every right. Because my performance should speak for itself. But folks, let me tell you, sometimes it's not how we see these things. In politics, doesn't travel a straight line. And if you're into politics, one of the things you must be willing to do, you must be willing to change when the facts change. You must be willing to adapt, and you must be willing to do what God designed men to do. God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth. Speak less, listen more. This past election, the voters spoke. I don't know if everybody listened, because sometimes you speak, not everybody listens. But the voters spoke. They spoke. And they told the Jamaican government, in no uncertain terms, what is it that they're thinking. They did it. We might not want to accept it, but they did. They spoke. They spoke. They spoke. And it's important. It's important for us to note that past performance does not assure future victory. Your past performance does not assure you victory in the future. And that's what that's the point I'm really trying to make here. This is not something I made up, because the history is there to prove that past performance, doesn't matter how good it is, it does not ensure that you are victorious in the future. It might not be one of the easiest things for us to accept, but I tell you that no one can challenge me on that. I say it again. Your past performance does not guarantee future victory. And in the case of the JLP, history has proven that argument is spot on. It's 100% accurate, because we have never presented our past performance and we were victorious at the end. Never. Why would you make the same mistake twice? Why would you want to make the same mistake 3 times? We have to change. Remember what I said earlier? As adults, as human beings, we have to be willing to change when the facts change. People can call you flip-flop. They can call you any names they want to call you. But you must be willing to change whenever the facts change. If you're driving down the road and somebody signal to you that there's a roadblock or there's a blockage and you cannot pass, and there's evidence that that's true, are you going to still drive there? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to, because it's natural that you're going to change, because what you thought was a clear road has now been proven to you that that road is not clear. No, I'm saying this to say that if 1972, and I'm going to go back to history because history is my guide. If 1972 we went to the poll and we told the Jamaican people that one good term, which is 1967 to 72, that period that saw Jamaica growing at 18.01%, that saw the highest build out of schools, 58 secondary, 128 primary, that saw bauxite, that saw banana, that saw sugarcane, that saw industries coming on stream, that saw Jamaica globally recognized. If that period, which was the greatest period we've had as it relates to economic development, if that period was never recognized, then what happened? We told the Jamaican people about it. The message was clear. It was well packaged. It was well delivered. And it was based on facts. Nobody could dispute it. So what happened? Why we did not win the election in 1972? And let's fast forward. PNP won the election. And they ran from 1972 to 1980. Jamaica Labour Party received a broken economy. And between 1983 to 1989, we managed to grow the economy again. Listen to me carefully, folks. We had 2 terms now, 67, 62 to 67, 67 to 72. 2 term, we lost going to the 3rd term. We got in 1980, 80 to 83, we call a snap election. 83 to 85 would have been the first year, thereabout, first term. 85 to 89 would be the second term. So the similarities there between, you saw this, you're looking at the similarity now? So at 89, we're doing the same thing that we did in 67, 72. We are on our way to a 3rd term. What did we have in 1989? We had what we could consider the receival of a broken economy in 1980 and the rebuilding of that said economy by 1989. We went to the polls in 1989. Even with that track record, of rebuilding a country torn by Hurricane Gilbert, wrecked by the devastating period of the 1970s. Eddie Seaga was able to rebuild all the industries, build out all the financial services and entities that was needed to run the country. He did that, did it very, very well. And the message at the time was clear to the people. They did not run a campaign that says one good term deserves another, but they also ran a campaign based on performance. So in 1983 to 1989, and this was a government led by Eddie Seaga, we had all the issues. We had to deal with Gilbert. Remember Gilbert mashed up Jamaica? Yeah. And we rebuild that. And we run a very good campaign. And we point out to the Jamaican people that we have the capacity and we know how to rebuild our country's economy. And we did that. But can I ask you guys to tell me what happened in 1989? Can anybody tell me in the chat what happened in 1989? After a stellar performance, rebuilding Jamaica. Yeah? Jamaica, who was regarded as the next communist state in the Caribbean, was now being loved again and be seen as the pearl of the Caribbean. But we lost the election in 1989. And it's the second time that we were attempting to go for a third term. When we talk about 72, and we talk about 89. And the only two things that we have in common is one, record of performance in when we attempted in 72, and record of performance in 1989. That's the two commonalities. That's the two commonalities there. Both periods saw great economic performance, building out the infrastructures in Jamaica, the financial services, the banking sector, the insurance sector, the same thing that is happening now. For a long time, since the 80s is the first time I'm seeing banks and financial institutions in Jamaica partnering with developers to build housing schemes, to build hotels, to build all different sort of developments, warehouses, and these are being financed by local financial institutions. The only time we've seen that was back in the 1980s. So there's similarities in how well we have been able to run the economy. The similarities are there. The evidence is there. You can't dispute it. But there's also something else that we have to look at and face the reality. The comparison cannot just be made based on the fact that we perform well, we run a good economy, we build out everything we need to be built out. But the similarity also must be noted that we went to the poll in 72 after performance and lost, and we went to the poll in 89 after performance and we lost. Now ask yourself the question. Let's ask ourselves the question. What caused that? What caused that? Still a performance. Properly packaged and presented to the people. But they rejected it. They rejected it. The people did not accept the myriad of performance, the work that the party did, the work that the government did. They did not accept it. They went to the polls and they voted against it. It's a question that we must ask ourselves. We must learn from our past. What are the lessons to be learned there? What is it that we should be learning from that? Can anybody tell me? Raise with me, no man. What is it that we are supposed to be learning from those two periods? Remember, we don't have, this is not rocket science. We're not trying to send a spaceship to the moon. We're not trying to explore Mars or Jupiter or Venus. We're not trying to split the atom again. We're not trying to outdo all the great philosophers in the world and the great scientists that the world have seen. We're not. We're just looking at two simple political periods in the Jamaica Labour Party's history, and we need to ask ourselves what went wrong. That's a simple question. It's no tough algebra question. It's no algebra question. Huh? It's just a simple question. Why is it that you had the best economic performance between 1967 and 72, but you lost the election in 72? Why is it that you were able to rebuild Jamaica's economy after receiving a broken economy in 1980, rebuild it by 1989, but you were voted out? Why? Why? Simple question, folks. Why? Share the program, because once you get us up to 100, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Get us up to 100. We're at 63. Share the program. Tell a friend. Tweet a friend. And I'm going to tell you why. It's important that you all know this. And I'm going to send the invite out so whoever wants to join us can also join and participate in the conversation. But this is important, folks. And I want you all to... The link to join the chat is in the chat there. But I want you all to really zero in on what I'm trying to say here, because this is going to be important. This is important lessons for us to learn. This is important. And, life is about how well you learn. Life is about how you learn, how well you learn. Because sometimes we ignore the message. Sometimes we focus on the messenger. Sometimes we focus on other things around us. But if we really take some time to look keenly on what matters most, the answers to the problem and the questions are right there. They're nowhere. They're right there. The answers to the questions are right there. It's not rocket science. It's not asking anybody to split the atom, like I said before. The atom is already split. There's no need to split it. Right? There's absolutely no need to split it. But I'm simply asking this question, folks. What is it that we learn from the two periods that the Jamaica Labour Party attempted to win a third term in office, when both times that it happened, you have to mute. You have to mute your mic, sir. You have to mute your mic, or else you're going to be disconnected. You have to mute your mic, or else you're going to be disconnected. Yeah. So that's it. That's the question I'm saying to you, folks. Ask yourself, Michael, Adrian, Sheldon, Marcia, all you folks on. Ask yourself the question: why is it that those two particular periods in Jamaica's history, they are similar period? The record of performance is similar, and also the election results are similar. On both occasions, I went to the poll with a stellar track record of performance, but we lost. Share the program, folks. Bring us up to 100. I'm going to tell you why we lost. I'm going to tell you why we lost. I'm going to tell you why. Sheldon Dixon, greetings. Ron Blake, Ron Buckner. Sorry, Rowan Buchanan, big up yourself. Antonia Brooks. Antonia. Brooks. Big up. I'm going to tell you, once you get us up to 100, I'm going to tell you why we lost. Why we lost 1972 based on the best economic performance in Jamaica's history, and why we lost in 1989. I'm going to tell you. Evening to you, Janet. How you doing? Winchester, big up yourself. I'm going to tell you. Share the program. Tell a friend. Tweet a friend. Tell your folks we're on. We're live. And I'm going to tell you why we lost. It's important for us to know. We are in the final year of a second term government. Same government that we're talking about now. It's the same government that was in power in 1967 coming up to 72. And it is the same JLP government that was in office from 1980 to 1989. And those two periods have great similarities. And the greatest similarities in both periods is that they went to the poll seeking a third term and we lost. And the question, mute your mic. If you're going to be added to the box on TikTok, mute your mic because we're having a conversation over on our YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you guys on TikTok, please to go over to the YouTube channel, Chops Media, and subscribe to the page for us. Please and thank you. Yeah. But yeah. So the YouTube folks are getting us up to 100. They have us right there at 70, and they're about 30 out. Once we get to 100, I promise you, I'm going to tell you exactly why we lost in 1972, why we lost in 1989, and why it is important for us not to make the same mistake again. I'm hoping that this conversation tonight, the leader, the power brokers, the big wigs, the bright people of the JLP, I hope they're listening. Get us up to 100 because we're going to tell them. We're going to tell you why we lost in 67, why we lost in 89, and why, if we don't use these more than this, we might travel down the same road again. Sound funny, but a true. Sound funny, but a true. Yes, God made no mistake. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as you speak. It is important, very important for us to understand why is it that we lost the election in 1972 when we had a political campaign dubbed "One good term deserve another." Huh? And we start to list schools, built by labor, built by labor, built by labor, built by labor. We had a track record of performance and development. Yes, we had that. Nobody can question that. We did it. Yes, we did. But what happened? Why we couldn't cash out? Why we could not celebrate at the end of that election in 1972? And why we couldn't celebrate at the end of the election in 1989? We're 25 to go, folks. Get us up to 100 real quick. I'm dying to tell you. But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you tonight exactly why. Because it is important for us to know. It is important for everybody to know why is it that we lost. Is it that we placed too much emphasis on past performance? Hey. Yeah. Probably we did. I don't know. Past performance does not ensure or assure future victory. And that is the bottom line. But get us up to 100. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to spill it. I'm going to tell our people, our Jamaica Labour Party people. I'm going to tell you, our supporters. I'm going to tell the country at large, the world, because you're on the World Wide Web. And you guys are sharing this program like never before. We're at 73. We have 27 to go. Who's going to get us up to 100 real quick? Because that's where we're going to talk about this thing. But think about it, folks. Just think about it for a moment. It's not that difficult. And while you're coming in, please ensure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah. So we can get that channel up to where it needs to be. Yeah. So go ahead, Chops Media, and subscribe. But yeah, think about it, folks. I'm gonna tell you tonight exactly why we could not celebrate after that election in 1972 and the other election in 1989. We could not celebrate at all. We couldn't celebrate. Why? Because we did not win. Why? Just wait for you guys to get us up to 100. We're almost there. We are almost there. We are 23 away. Who is going to be the next super share? Let me see if I can help out in that regard. But yes, get us up to 100 and trust and believe. I am going to spill the beans. I'm going to tell you tonight exactly why we did not win in 1972 and why we did not win in 1989. And most importantly, why it is that we have to use these twice as much as we use this going into the next election. We have to listen and we have to make sure that we get it right. The Jamaican people have a way of telling you what they want. They have a way of doing it. If you're joining the live, you have to mute. You have to mute your mic, folks. We are this person don't want to be here. All right. That person don't want to be here. So we got to cut that person off. But folks, we are live on TikTok as well. We're encouraging our TikTok folks to come over to the YouTube channel, Chops Media. Because in about 5 or 6 minutes, I'm going to cut the TikTok off because it's disturbing the conversation over on our YouTube and Facebook channel, Chops Media. But my TikTok friends, we've just gone through the 1972 period election cycle of 1967 to 72, and we presented what we believe was what that period looked like. And we also went through the 1980s and we came up with 1989. Those two election periods have similarities in terms of the amount of growth and development that the country undergone significant improvement. Now, also similar in those two periods is the fact that we were attempting to go for a third term. Also similar in those two periods is that we lost the elections. Yes. So we have history to guide us. So we should not be even bothered because we have a record of performance to run on again. Here, Cliff Hughes made that statement recently that Jamaica, there's no other government in the history of Jamaica that have a better track record to run on going into an election than this Jamaica Labour Party administration. And he's so correct. He's so correct. but there's something that he needs to put in context. Is how valuable. No sound? Why are you not hearing any sound, Anita? Is there anybody else who's not hearing me clearly? Is there anybody else who's not hearing me? Is my audio good? Mr. Rowan Box is saying you cannot have someone running Portmore for mayor for the first time and none of the citizens ever even seen or heard that person. Totally ridiculous. I share that view. Okay, thank you, Joe. I don't know. There's some Annette. You might need to unmute your mic because everybody else is hearing me quite clear. But yeah. So let me see where we are at in terms of numbers. Oh, we're at 83. So we're just 13 to go. Or 18 to go. So let's get us up to 100 real quick. Anthony, how you doing, my brother? Desmond, Angel, good to see you. Yeah, so I'm saying to you folks that there are some similarities there. Similarities that we have to note. We have to be mindful of. All my friends over on TikTok, please go over on our YouTube channel, Chops Media, and subscribe to that channel. We are going to be telling you in a few minutes, why is it that we lost the elections in 1972? Why is it that we lost the elections in 1989? What are the similarities between those two periods? And why it is important for us to look at those two periods and ensure that we don't make the same mistake we made then. We don't make it going into this election now. Very important. Very, very important. So share the program, folks. We are 83. We need a few more to get us up to 100. I promise at 100, we're going to go into the details and the nitty-gritty as to why we lost. And we're going to look at why it is important for us to know these things going into another election. The voters speak, and when they speak, you must listen. Harden not your heart. Isn't that what the Bible says? Harden not your heart. Listen to the people. They will tell you what time of day it is. Yes, Anthony, they'll tell you what time of day it is. All you have to do is to listen. So we are like 9 away, folks. We are right there, right at 100. And I promise you, one more share, we're going to get it up to 100. And I'm going to tell you, 1972, best performing period in Jamaica's history to date. Yet we went to the poll with one of the most well-packaged message. And you know what the slogan was for that election campaign? One good term deserve another. One good term deserve another. And we told the Jamaican people, we put it in booklet, we put it in songs, we march across the country and we preach it. Build by labor. And we name out all the schools. Got bauxite going, kicking ass with bauxite, sugar, banana, you name it. We were doing great going. Some people like to say it, we were going great guns in 1972. And we went to the poll confident as well. Very confident. We are only 6 away, guys. 6 away. We're 4 away. 4 away from 100. Yes, just 4. We were confident going into the election. Very confident that the Jamaican people would have rewarded what we presented to them. We told them that if we did well, we deserve another shot. That's what we told them. We told them in our campaign that one good term, you must give us another. Huh? Look at the schools. 67 secondary school, 128 primary school. We build those. We brought you from the clutches of colonialism and brought you into independent Jamaica. We changed from pound, shilling, and pence to dollars and cents. Vote us back. That's what we told the people. Yes, we pointed to all the great achievements. We documented on paper. We had it on radio. We were marching through Jamaica, house to house, telling people that one good term, you must give us another. That was the slogan in 1972. It was based on past performance. It was the best period in Jamaica's political, economic system and history. We have two to go before we hit 100. Two to go. One more share, folks, and we are going to hit it over the park. But I'm telling you, and while you're at it, folks, you're 98 deep, you're 2 away from 100. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. One to go, a single one, and we're going to hit that 100. Check this out. Boom! One to go. One to go. We're just sitting here waiting for that one to hit us over the top for 100. We are 99, folks. 99 deep. So I'm saying to you, we did. We did well. We did everything that was right for Jamaica. We did it in 1967, 68, 69, 70, 71, and going into 72. We did great. When the dust was settled in 1972 and the World Bank did their review of Jamaica's economic performance, they stated that we grew the economy 18.01%, the highest economic growth to date. And we presented it to the Jamaican people. We told them, we showed it to them. The evidence was there. They saw it. They loved it. They were enjoying it. Yes. They were enjoying cutting sugar cane, making money. They were enjoying the money from backside. They were loving it. They loved the fact that we were able to remove kids from under guango tree and put them into classrooms. They loved it. They appreciated it. We presented it to them. We campaigned on it. We campaigned on it, folks. We did. We did. But we went to the polls. And when we went to the polls, folks, we showed the Jamaican people that we have the ability to run this country and to fix the economy and to get it right and to do what we know we need to do as a country. Yes, we did that. We presented it to the people. They loved it. And we went to the poll and we asked them to give us another term, the third term, so we can get the country really where it needs to be. Well, as history would have it, they did not. They did not. They did not vote for us. They voted against. They voted against the exact thing that we're talking about. They voted against us and they did not vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. And one must ask ourselves the question, why? And what I just outlined a while ago, they did the exact same thing in 1989 when we campaigned again on the basis of our performance. They did not vote for us in 1989 either. The $63 million question is why. Anthony Evening, blessed love, my brother. Kenrick Allen, how you doing? NASCAR, what's going on with you, NASCAR? I trust that all is well. We need just about 3 more shares, folks, to get us up to 100. Once we get up to 100, we're going to talk. And we're going to tell you why we let me see if I can get us up there. 99 we are at again. And I'm about to share this all over the globe now, right? Boom. Boom. Yeah. And we're gonna share it over the globe again. And I know this is gonna get us all the way over 100 now. Boom. Right? So hear this out. So we have those two periods as our guide. We have those two political periods as our guide. And I'm hoping that we would have looked at those two periods and used them as a yardstick and as a guide going into this election, which is due constitutionally next year, but could be called just about any time now. Yeah, we're still lingering at 95, guys. Share the program. Tell a friend. Joseph, how you doing? Kenrick, how you doing? Anthony, how you doing? Share the program, folks. Let's drop it over there in your timeline and invite some friends to come on over and join us, whether on YouTube or on Facebook. We are live on Chops, the Chopping Block page on Facebook, and we're on Chops Media on YouTube. Shanti Johnson, good to see you. Welcome. Share the program. We're at 96. We're at 99 just now. We're at 96. And I can't wait to get us over 100 so we can get cracking, because I want to put this into the minds of our people, why it is important for us to understand the dynamics of politics. And we must learn from our political past, because your past is what guides and in some cases determine your future. Congratulations. We just hit that mark. We just hit the 100 mark, guys. So we have absolutely no reason not to get into the meat of the matter and to have the conversation. So, as I was saying to you, one of the big things, yes, very good. Well done. Well done. Well done. We are at 101. Well done. Well done. Well done, everybody. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Over the top. Over the top. Over the top. All right. So, let's get into it. Shanti, good to see you. As Shanti got into the house, we got to 100. Shanti, did you do that? Share the program. All right. So, here's what happened, folks. And we have to be honest with ourselves. The Jamaican people in the last election really and truly said, look, you're placing too much emphasis on past performance. In 1967-72, you went as far as to your slogan for the election was not about what is to come, but it was focused on what you've already done. Now, in the grand scheme of things, one would say, well, what's better than to prove to somebody that you have the ability to actually perform and to produce? Yeah? What would be better than that? There should not be anything better than me being able to show you what I have done. And I should be able to come to you and say, based on my track record of performance, here is why you should rehire me. Or here's why you should hire me for an additional 5 years. Well, no, not so with the Jamaican voters now. Not so. And here's why. Here's why it is not so. Because the Jamaican people don't believe in what you have done for them yesterday, the day before, the week before, the month before, the year before. They don't believe in that. That means zero to the Jamaican people. Well, most of them at least. Are the ones who vote. It don't mean squat. They told us that in this past election. There were persons in this last election who received personal benefits from members of parliament and councillors and the government overall, and they did not vote. Some who voted demanded money for their vote. And some of those persons who did that were persons who benefited personally from the government. Past performance has never guaranteed any victory at the polls. 72, when we went to the poll against the PNP, we went there with a list of performance. The best to date, the best performing period. They did not vote us back in office. And these are some things that no people need to start think about it. Best performing government. And they did not re-elect us in 1972. They did not. They voted us out. Even with that stellar track record of performance, they voted us out of office. Why? Because past performance means zero to the average voter. The voters are saying, I appreciate what you did for me yesterday. The voters in last week, Monday's election, 2 weeks ago, Monday election, is saying to the Jamaica Labour Party government, I appreciate the road. I appreciate the town centre up in Bull Bay, in St. Thomas. I appreciate the road from Harbour View going into St. Thomas. Yes, I love it. Nice. Beautiful. But that's yesterday's dinner. That is yesterday's dinner. I appreciate the Edward Seaga Highway cutting the travel time between Miami Bay and Kingston in half. I appreciate it. But that's yesterday's dinner. The voters last week is saying, what is it that I'm going to eat today? And what is it I'm going to eat tomorrow? Yes, you gave me dinner yesterday. Lovely rice and peas and chicken. Oxtail, if you ask me. Carrot juice. All the lovely stuff. I got it. Very tasty. Love it. But that's yesterday's dinner. What is it that you're going to give me today and tomorrow? Here's something that you must note. There's only perhaps one time that the JLP was ever voted in to office. Yes. We were voted out. The PNP was voted out in 2000. Well, in 2007 would have been perhaps the only time that the JLP was voted in as opposed to the PNP being voted out. Well, sorry, not 2016. Sorry. 2016 would have been the only election period, that the opposition was voted in and not the government voted out. The Jamaican people did not vote out the PNP in 2016. They voted in the JLP. I'm going to come and I'm going to tell you why. In 2007, when Bruce Gordon led the JLP to victory, the Jamaican people did not vote in the Bruce Gordon administration. They voted out the PNP because the JLP in opposition ran a very successful campaign on highlighting corruption and mismanagement, cronyism, nepotism within the PNP. We were successful in pointing out to the Jamaican people that the administration led by the PNP at the time was inherently corrupt and they were incapable of managing the affairs of Jamaica, and the people listened and voted them out of office. We, at the time, the JLP, did not present to the people anything substantial at the time for them to vote us in. So they voted out the PNP. Yeah? They voted out the PNP. And they voted us in. In 2011, when we went back to the poll, the PNP did not present anything to the Jamaican people except to point out to the Jamaican people that the Jamaican government at the time, Bruce Golding, was corrupt, and they had Manat, Phillips, and they pointed out the Tivoli incursion, and on that basis, the people of Jamaica voted out the JLP. They did not vote in the PNP, they voted us out. So they voted out the PNP in 2007, and they voted out the JLP in 2011. But here comes the kicker. In 2016, the JLP was voted in, because the JLP in 2016 did not run a campaign highlighting corruption, nepotism, cronyism, and mismanagement on the part of the PNP. We run a campaign that says to the Jamaican people that we have a plan to give you dinner today and dinner tomorrow. We presented the 1.5 plan to the Jamaican people and run a campaign on that. And the Jamaican people voted the JLP into office. The first time a government has been voted in 1980. In 1980, we run a campaign against the PNP, highlighting the fact that the PNP was going to take Jamaica into the halls of communism. And the Jamaican people voted out the PNP. They did not vote in the JLP. They voted out the PNP. They voted out the PNP in 1980. Yes. So why was 2016 an outlier in all the elections? 2016 was an outlier simply because the opposition at the time, the Jamaica Labour Party, campaigned on a promise of what to come. They did not go to the Jamaican people and told them that we did well in 2007 to 2011 by setting the country on a path for development. They didn't do it. They didn't go back and campaign on JDIP, on all these programs that they had in 2016, then 2007. They did not campaign on that. They campaigned in 2016 on a promise that 1.5 threshold increase is going to put money in the pockets of thousands of Jamaicans. And the Jamaican people bought it hook, line, and sinker. And anybody who disbelieved that, go and check the records. That's what they did in 2016. And the reason they did that was because we had a plan to give them, to tell the Jamaican people what is to come. Well, as history would have it, I just told you, between 67 and 72, with all that great performance, the people did not buy it. They have no interest in past performance. Zero interest in past performance. People are interested in what it is that you're going to give to them today and what is to come tomorrow. So while we are here performing excellent, we're doing great for this country. The economy is booming. High interest rate is global problems now, and inflation is a little out of whack. But when you put that to the side, overall, we are doing great. We are doing much better than several bigger countries than us. And we went to the poll recently in the local government election, and we told the Jamaican people about all the performance. Even the councillors who were part of the ad campaign were busy out there telling people about the ring road in Montego Bay. They were telling people about the climate change park coming to Portmore. They were telling people about Harmony Beach Park that the GLP built, the first one of its kind in Jamaica. They were telling people about it. They were telling people about the salary increase that public sector workers got. They were telling people. They were telling people all that we have done since 2016 until 2023. They were telling people, a matter of fact, they went further. There's a book that was created by the JLP that says government delivering services at the local level. And this booklet spoke to a myriad of stuff that the JLP would have done. Caring for the homeless, safeguarding Jamaica's vulnerable people. Desmond Mackenzie built shelter left, right, and center. And Johannes paved road going to people's house. And the same people whose house the road was paved to did not come out and vote. Did not come out and vote. We build houses, not plywood house, concrete house, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, turnkey, and we gave it to persons, some of whom did not come out and vote. Garbage trucks, when we received the government, we had about 3 or 4. This government bought 50 and 100 more on its way. Them say another 50 coming soon. Yes. So performance was never an issue with Jamaica or the Jamaica Labour Party. Performance was never an issue. We know how to perform. We have performed. We know how to sell it to the people too. We tell them. We provide beautiful booklets like these. We provide and produce the best TV ads. And we have the ministers come out and preach the gospel according to development and infrastructure growth. Yes, we did that. Well, the people did not buy it. They did not come out and vote because they believe that that development is yesterday's dinner. And they're asking, what are you giving me today and tomorrow? It sounds bizarre. It sounds crazy. It sounds ungrateful. It sounds worthless, cheap, nasty. But it's the truth. Whether we want to accept it, yes or no, it is the truth. Performance, past performance has never ensured that we have victory at the polls. It has never done it. And I do not believe that in this dispensation it is going to happen either. It has never happened. Never happened. So we have to now start to think, because we cannot place so much emphasis on past performance. What is it that is going to work? What is it that will guarantee the Jamaica Labour Party winning the next general election landslide? What is going to guarantee that? What is going to guarantee that when the elections are called the next time around, the PNP will get a backsiding? cannot be past performance, because history has proven that that doesn't work. Right, Gail? Right, Adrian? Michelle? History proves that past performance don't guarantee you victory at the poll. If you think 672 was good, I told you there's a booklet here, and this booklet don't carry. This booklet is just highlighting local government performance. Local government. Can you imagine the booklet that will talk about central government performance? It will be twice the size of this one. And this one has, let me see if the pages are numbered here. This one has about 23 to 24 pages. Right? And I believe that the one that will outline central government performance will be 3 times that. Will it guarantee us victory at the poll? Absolute. Well, history says no. And I can only be guided by history. History told me that in 1972, the best performing period in Jamaica's economic history, the people said no. All that 67 secondary school and 128 primary school, and the economy grew by 18.01%, and bauxite booming and banana booming and sugar booming, that was yesterday's dinner. That's what the people said in 72. The JP didn't do anything wrong. They weren't corrupt. They didn't do anything. All they did was to present the facts to the people. They did not buy it. They didn't buy it. Even when it was cheap, they did not buy it. And today, in the election just gone a week or so ago, they spoke again. They were transactional. They wanted somebody to come and pay them $15,000 and $10,000 for their vote. I don't know if anybody understands that what is happening there is a threat on our democracy. Something that we have to be very careful of. Because when we start to become transactional voters, we are trampling on the very system that is supposed to hold us together, our electoral system. So both political parties need to do some introspection on how they approach the politics with this whole by-vote kind of situation. Yeah? We have to revisit that. But I'm saying to you folks that we have to seriously look at what it is that is going to guarantee the JLP victory at the poll. And it has to be hinged on a commitment or a promise that the people of Jamaica just cannot refuse. Yeah. That is what is going to make the difference. There has to be a promise and a commitment to the Jamaican people that they cannot refuse. We've done it before. We did it in 2016. In 2016, we made a promise to the people. They could not refuse it. And they responded. They went out and they voted the Jamaica Labour Party in. Because the Jamaica Labour Party had a message that says 1.5% raising of the threshold is going to put money into people's pocket. That was a promise that the people could not refuse at the time. And I'm saying to the powers that be, for us to cross it this time, the third approach to a third term, there must be a promise and a commitment that the Jamaican people cannot refuse. Cannot refuse. We have to. We really have no choice but to say to the Jamaican people, forget about Ring Road. Forget about the largest fire station being built in Montego Bay. Forget about the inner roads that are being repaired. Forget about fire station coming to Balaclava and St. Elizabeth. Forget about the lowest unemployment rate in the country's history. Forget about doubling minimum wage. Forget about salary increase to every single public sector worker in this country. Forget about that. Because that's not going to sell. What will sell, and what has been sold before, and the people bought it hook, line, and sinker, was a commitment and a promise that the people cannot refuse. Now, ask me what that promise is. Not going to tell you in this program. But on my next program, we're going to go through with some initiatives that we think will be the game changer as it relates to us going beyond the second term and for the first time clocking in at a third term. But importantly, folks, what we would have garnered from tonight is that past performance cannot and have never assured us victory. And that's just what it comes down to. We cannot place so much emphasis on past performance. The Jamaica Labour Party is, without question, the builder of this nation. And some commentator will tell you that at least 80% of Jamaica was by Labour. Yeah, we're the builders of schools, primary schools, secondary schools, universities. We're the builders of hospitals, Savlamar Hospital, Cornwall Regional. Yes, Princess Margaret. We're the builders on it and rehabilitators of water systems, the Tullow Spring, the ferry, the Yallas pipeline. All of these are initiatives of this administration. Well, not this administration, but this government. We are the builders. We are also the gully government. And we build Sandy Gully. We build industries. All the industrial estates in Jamaica. Titspen, Nanspen, Twickenham Park, Bourg, Albion. And now we're dealing with the one out the urban centers. We are the builders. But the truth is, past performance does not assure victory in the future. And we don't need to ask any question because the history is there. History is there to guide that thinking and to back up and support that thinking. History is there. Hugh Lawson Shearer led us between 67 and 72, and that government is regarded to many as the best government in Jamaica's history. Best. But yet they were only given, Shearer was only given one term. The 1983 to 1989, Eddie Seaga led, overcame the... Hey, listen, we did some serious heavy lifting between 1983 and 1989. Yeah, we did some real heavy lifting. But what happened? We did not survive the polls because persons view that as past performance. And they don't reward past performance. They don't reward past performance because they consider past performance to be yesterday's dinner. JDIP, that JDIP program, $32 billion. Yeah, to rehabilitate thousands of roads in Jamaica. And these are roads that were neglected by the PNP for over 18 years. And when we went to the poll, we couldn't even call the name JDIP because the PNP had successfully used JDIP as a political tool. Yeah. So before we leave tonight, I want you all to think about it. and appreciate and go leave here this evening thinking, Anthony, that past performance has never guaranteed victory. And history proved on at least 2 occasions where past performance was used as a tool going into the elections and we lost. Well, I would say 3, because while we did not lose the local government election, the result we had desired, we didn't get it. We didn't get the desired result. So we have to rethink. But just leave this conversation tonight knowing that past performance does not guarantee future victory. And that's where I'm going to start winding this up, because I think most people would have gotten the message. Past performance does not assure victory. It doesn't. Past performance in the mind of the average voter is yesterday's dinner. And the $63 million question is, what is it that you're going to give me today? And what am I going to eat tomorrow? This government will have to focus on what it is that we can do to say to people that here's what you'll get when you vote for the JLP. Here's what makes us different. Here's what we will do on year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. And allow people to hold you accountable for those. That perhaps will be the best approach as it relates to going into a general election. Past performance will not guarantee victory at the polls. So I would say those are my words, and I will elaborate more on our next live as to what it is that I think we can do, what sort of commitment or promise we can make to the people that will guarantee victory at the poll. Until we meet again, everybody, have a blessed evening. Good night.